All right, we're technically back. Everything looks fine.
All right.
I just want to make sure we're fucking public.
Yeah, give me a link and I'll hit it up on the socials.
Sorry about this, guys. I don't know what the fuck went down.
Started talking about jerking off on yet. Started jerking off on.
God, what if that's what it was?
It might have been it.
Oh, that's the other one. Where's the new one? Come on. Like, on Twitch, we're fine. We're good on Twitch. That's definitely rolling.
Like right now?
Yeah, like we're back live.
Okay.
And everything's fine on Twitch. Hold on, I just got to get this up.
Okay.
And we should be public now on YouTube as well.
Okay.
Man, I feel bad, guys. I'm really sorry. This is this huge inconvenience for the viewers and listeners. Here we go. Boom. So this is back up now. Yeah. Everything looks fine. Everything's working fine. I just had to restart the fucking broadcast system, and it just doesn't make sense. I don't understand why it does this. It's something that seems like it has been happening more recently, but whatever. But while we're getting people back in here, we can fucking fuck around and
I'll put this back.
I just sent it back to you.
Yep, I got it.
We'll fucking get her going. I'm fucking around on YouTube. What's up, fuckers?
We're fucking around. All right.
I'm commenting on Greg Chilton's podcast right now.
Uh-oh. You cross-pollinating here? Is that what you're doing? All right. All right, we gotta stop talking about jerking off on model
I wonder if that's
sets.
what it was. Yeah. So while we're waiting to get a few people back in here into our deal, I went over to Ritual Madness. He's also doing a podcast right now, live on YouTube. Gene Vogel. I know that name. Who's Gene Vogel? Why do we know that guy?
Name sounds familiar.
Yeah, I don't know right. Like local legend.
Yeah,
that's a local legend name. He's important here, and I don't remember who he is or why.
Well, and I'm an asshole for not knowing, but
Me too.
The name sounds familiar.
Super familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're live streaming right now. They're doing a podcast over at Greg's right now. I don't usually do Friday nights. Like, I made the exception for you.
Yeah, because I bitched about it. Well,
no. I mean, it's one of those things, and I flat out told a lot of people this. The guys who are willing to come on early, I'm willing to go out of my way because you guys were willing to help me.
Yeah.
Early on, so yeah, I'll go out of my way and do a special night with you guys. No problem.
Yeah, it makes
it
tough when
you want to come on now, where they're like, "Oh, it has to be a Saturday." And I'm like, okay, maybe.
But they haven't been on the program before?
Right. And I'm like, okay, like maybe we could do a Saturday, but it would have to be an afternoon. They're like, oh, I'm not available. It would have to be a Saturday night. And I'm like, I'm not doing a Saturday night. Like, if I'm going to carve out time on a Saturday out of my weekend with my wife and my own life,
well, that's the
then
tough
we're going to do like an early afternoon one so we can both go have a normal Saturday night and like go to a show or go out on a date or whatever the fuck it is that normal people do nowadays.
Normal.
All right, I'm glad we got the fucking stream back up though. We're rocking and rolling. All right, let me fucking share this now. Looks like we got one or two people joining back in. Man, that really sucks, dude. We were getting some good momentum going there.
Yeah,
too.
we were rolling.
Man, fucking hard JOs in the fucking.
Well, maybe it is. What it is that I think Amanda's a hacker. And she heard you saying that kind of shit about fuck Amanda, and so she went on there.
Yep, that was it.
Do you know Amanda, by the way?
I used to date her.
Oh yeah, I think we've had this conversation, didn't we?
Way back in the day.
I love
a child.
Yeah, we. It's funny because we kind of
grew literally up, 20 years ago.
Yeah, we've kind of all grown up in the music scene, kind of together but apart. Yep. It's weird, you know. And Amanda's kind of been in the scene and around, and you know, it's we see each other very, very. God, she came out to one of our shows, one of our first shows back, and it's so funny because now we've both got families, and she came out and was like, "Hey, sorry, I got to take off. I got my kids," and she had a jet set, you know. But it's so weird because it's like, you know, it's one of those things that when you don't see somebody, but you know that when the next time that you see each other, everything's going to be cool. It isn't like there's any animosity because you haven't seen each other for years. It's just like we know we're both busy, and that's a kind of that's the type of person that Amanda is. It's I wish we had more time to hang out and watch shows together, but eventually we'll make our kids listen to music that we like, and
Right.
maybe we can see each other at shows again.
Yeah, I've seen her out a few times.
Yeah, I've until then, my kids. I wonder if my wife is watching this. My wife has gotten them into the new Avril Lavigne record, and it fucking pisses me off so bad.
Why do people hate on her
Sarah,
so much?
Have you listened to her new record?
No.
Do you think it's okay to rhyme castle and asshole?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you should listen to her new record. I think you'll really like the lyrics.
You're such an asshole.
I am,
living
dude.
in your
It makes me
castle.
so fucking mad. Like the whole record just, I don't know. And then I hate Machine Gun Kelly, and he appears
he's a
on
royal
it.
piece of shit.
God damn it, dude. And
He's a
maybe
terrible musician.
Fuck.
I don't understand. I mean, it's got to be like work ethic, and maybe like he's a joy to work with because he's not talented.
There's
not
no
good.
way he's a joy to work with. It's just that he's a fucking hot name right now, and people just know that they're going to make a fucking quick buck off of him. Honestly, I think that that's all it is.
You know, Eminem kicked him out of hip hop.
Yeah, good. Good.
Like
That's why he
literally,
switched to being the piece of shit that he is now.
Yeah, they got into a beef.
Yeah.
And
he out-rapped him.
Yeah,
and he was like, you know what I need to do?
And he was like, I'm done. I'm out. I'm going to be a rock guy now. And then here's the thing is like, you don't get to just be a rock guy.
No.
Like, no, it's a lifetime of paying your dues and like building your chops and learning how to write rock and roll songs. You don't just become a rock guy. Fuck off. It was more offensive than your shitty rap music. This idea that you can just suddenly become a rock guy. Eat shit. You suck. His covers are atrocious. He's terrible. Fuck Machine Gun Kelly.
I hope that him and Slipknot meet up at another music festival sometime. In the comments he made about Slipknot, I hope they just fucking beat the living hell out of him. And I'm not a violent person, but my God, dude, I hate him so bad.
He's a royal piece of shit.
Yeah, he
Fuck
is.
that guy. I'd love to have him on the podcast so I could tell him that to his face.
Yeah,
I would fight him in real life. I'd beat that motherfucker's ass.
I'd answer. Let's be honest, though, we'd probably answer his JO on the rails.
Just fucking, I JO that.
I mean,
dude
you
all
think
day
about it.
long.
He's not gonna have imitation crab meat. That
jack
motherfucker's
that
gonna have
prick off.
real crab meat. I mean, from down there.
My God. All right, let's play this next song. Wycliffe. Now that we're back, hopefully we can hear it now too.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
it's muted. Hold on. I didn't do my job. Hold on.
Damn it.
Hold on.
Look at how mad I am.
Yes.
You did it.
Yes.
You did it.
Yes. All right, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
All right.
There's nobody left here to let you down.
And actually, it's my oldest daughter's favorite song too. She'll scream that chorus.
It's good, dude.
Yeah, it's
good. I like it.
And it's actually, I just love how pissed off James gets. You know, if think about when you're in an argument. If it never ends, then you're never wrong.
Right.
You know, you just keep the argument going. If it never ends, then you're never wrong. So my daughter will run around and she'll, it never ends, and you're never wrong, and she loves it. And yeah, she thinks it's written about her.
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
I gotta give a shout out to Amanda with the comments. She's winning the comment section tonight.
Yeah, read it out loud. It's my favorite.
MGK is the Transformers of rock music. The greatest line of all time.
What a piece of shit.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my fuck.
Yeah.
He is the Transformers of rock music. Just basic.
And well, he's the worst.
The difference is the Transformers are visually appealing.
Oh Jesus, he's the worst of the Michael Bay Transformers. Really, you know.
He's
what was it,
Mark
2 or 3?
One.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, fuck. I think I'm gonna write a song about him. I think James.
Machine Gun Kelly. You should just call it
MGK.
What?
I wish James was here right now because he would have
what's up with James?
He would have a really clever name for it. Well, James is great, and James is he's one of the funniest motherfuckers that you'll ever meet in your life, but he hates social interactions like this.
We've been trying to get him on the podcast.
I know. I actually asked him to come out to this, and it was funny because we were drinking on Saturday night to celebrate my wife's graduation for her master's, and James and I got drunk, and I was like, "Hey, dude, you want to come on the podcast with me?" And he's like, "I don't really like that kind of thing, but I'll do it for you. We'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. I'm not really into it." And he kept saying that, but he was saying that I'll do it. And I text messaged him yesterday, and I was like, "Hey, dude, you still down?" And he's like, "No."
You just had him drunk enough.
Yeah, I was like, he's like, "I thought I told you that on Saturday," and I was like, "No, you told me that you weren't into doing podcast. That's not your thing, but you were willing to do it." And he's like, "Well, I lied. I was drunk."
I love it, dude.
Yeah, so it's tough, man, because it's, you know, I happen to be the one that can I'm the social one, and I'm the asshole that loves to hear my own voice on.
No, I love doing podcasts with you, man. And that's the thing is, like, it seems like an interview and it seems like a show, but you know this. You've done it a few times. Once you're here, we're just hanging out.
It's just bullshitting.
It's just hanging out, having a conversation.
I think here we go.
Somebody's blowing you up again?
Well, it's James.
James, you son of a bitch. Hit subscribe and put it in chat.
Well, no, he sent it to the band chat, and some of the shit that he sends. The answer's probably James. I can't. He sends pictures.
What did he ask? What's the question? Come on, say it.
Don't say it out loud. You can look at it and you.
So I'm gonna guess. What's the question? Oh yeah, there it is.
You saw the question.
Would you? I just read it. I was like, I'm guessing the question is would you?
Yeah, it's a game. The game the boys play.
So
would you?
I mean, for the story. And for the novelty, the answer is yes, James. I would definitely yes, because
if there was a train set involved, I would. I really
she has
would.
3 legs, 4 breasts, and 2 vaginas. Yeah, I'm doing it.
Would you?
I'm doing it. She's got 4 holes.
Mm-hmm.
She's got 2 vaginas, a butthole, and a mouth.
This is our band
4
chat.
4 tits.
This is our band chat.
4 tits.
Yeah, it's
man. The 3rd leg is in the way though.
Yeah, it's a hell of a sausage, that's for sure. But it looks like it's a. I can't. I'm done. Yeah. Anyway. No, it's Anyway, I'll move on from that
Ginger,
song.
Amanda, she keeps saying Jinjer.
That's a band.
Ginger reaction videos.
Oh, it's a band. It's a female-fronted band.
Really?
Yeah.
They good?
I don't listen to them.
The way your voice went up at the end was like it
was
a
question. It was
question.
an inflection of a question.
I don't listen to them?
Well, so that was a...
So, no.
Maybe?
The answer's no. Yeah. They're terrible.
Well, to be honest with you, I've never heard any of their music.
The way she's talking about them in chat, she's not implying she's a fan either.
But I've never listened to them, but I fucking hate their band name. So it kind of, which is funny because my band name is the worst in the world. But
I'm Ron Burgundy.
I won't listen to a band because I hate their band name. I think it's terrible, and then I go, I'm in Johnnyrook. The dumbest fucking thing in the world. But anyway.
Dude, I noticed something. You say Johnnyrook. I think we talked about this on one of the other podcasts too, because I had to have noticed it.
Because
everybody says Johnnyrook.
Johnnyrook, yeah.
You say Johnnyrook. You put the emphasis on rook. I find that incredibly interesting, and this is one of my dumb idiosyncrasies. Probably everybody's going to drop out of chat because it's not interesting to them, and I apologize. Bear with me. Is that something that is exclusive to you, or does the whole band say it like that?
I don't know. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've got a little bit different of an accent than everybody else does too, and it's like I've been in the West Coast, and people will call me out for it and say that it's Midwest. But then in the Midwest, people call me out for it and say that there's a little bit of a Southern drawl sometimes.
Yeah, I hear it a little bit.
So it's weird because it's not that I'm necessarily going for it, and it goes in weird spurts. Like I
feel you, dude. I get the
like
exact same thing, and I remember this now because we have talked about this. Because I was like, God, man. Me and Zach have so much in common, from like the music we listen to the way we write music, and like
to our stupid
shit
fucking
like
accents
this,
that go away.
Yeah. Because like I have two things I do. I say talk, walk, like I'm from fucking Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Like I have this weird and I can't get rid of that.
It's my
always
O's.
been there.
I say I say my O's, and sometimes and especially when I've been drinking, it comes out really, really prominent. But I will talk. I don't know.
I know.
It's fucking stupid.
So I was a bill collector for 8 years.
Yeah,
and I was getting made fun of because they could tell I was young.
Okay,
and nobody respects a Minnesotan accent, anyways, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was talking to my boss, and I was complaining. Well, he was a big black dude. And he's like, I feel you. In fact, I used to get the opposite, right? So I used to be called the N-word and like all kinds of hateful shit. So being a big ass black dude, he created this, what sounded like a really nerdy white dude. Like, hi, my name's Mr. Anfield. Like literally.
Mr. what?
Anfield.
Okay, my wife's maiden name is Enfield.
So
that's Dan's last name.
It's hilarious, right?
Okay, yeah.
So he goes, you should go the other direction. And so I dropped my voice and created a Southern accent, and I fucking started collecting bills like I was from Texas, like and I started learning how to like really just like make it my own.
Yeah.
And I did this for so long, dude, that now if I go to the South and I hang out in North Carolina or in Texas,
you acclimate to it.
If they have a Southern accent, which not everybody in the South does, but if they do, it starts to come out, and I can't get rid of it. Like, once I start, it's there for days until I come back to Minnesota.
Well, I can recognize it, and it fucking drives me crazy, because it's like, I know that I don't always talk like that. And probably because I talk faster, because, I love, like I said, I love to hear the sound of my own voice, so I talk faster. And then when I drink, I start to slow down a bit, and that's when I really start to notice. And it's fucking stupid, and I hate it. But it's so getting back to it. When I say Johnnyrook, it's because it's Johnnyrook. It's I don't know. I don't know why it is.
What's interesting though is you're from Sioux Falls originally.
Born in Kansas, grew up in South Dakota. I'm not from Sioux Falls, from South Dakota.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
But like I remember, I had a buddy who lived in Chicago, and he sounded like he was from Chicago.
Okay.
And then I had a buddy who was from Southern Illinois, and the motherfucker has a Southern accent and talks like a hick. Like they're in the same state, they're only like 100 miles from each other.
Yep.
But that's how dramatically those things can change. So yeah, I get it. Like you're from the Midwest, but like to have a Minnesotan accent, hey bud, like that's a very like. It's a small area that actually talks like that.
Yeah,
and it's not the whole of the Midwest. Because as soon as you get into certain parts of Iowa, they start to have that Southern twang in their voice as well. I've noticed this being on tour and shit, and going down there for Weekend Warrior gigs.
Yeah.
Doing show swaps with Iowa bands.
Maybe that was part of the problem, is that, you travel around so much that you don't necessarily, I mean, you hear of people that go to like Ireland and shit, and then they start talking like them to make fun of them, and then the next thing that they know, they've got this accent, and they come home and people are like, why are you talking like that? Maybe that's what it was, that I was traveling around so much that maybe I just picked certain things up from certain areas, but I don't know.
When I was
drives me crazy, so I can understand if somebody else listens to it and they're like, you fake motherfucker.
Dude, when I was doing out of town gigs regularly, and the big thing I always ended up doing when I was making real money in the music industry, which is starting to come around again. I'm starting to get gigs.
Wait, You made money in the music?
Yeah, that's why I
You
laugh.
lucky son of a bitch.
That's why no, it's not luck. It's business. Like, and we all deserve to get paid.
Touche.
Like
Touche.
no, man. It's not that I got lucky. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
and y'all let people fuck you over because I just do it for the music. So you're basically advertising. Don't pay me.
Fake it till you make it.
Well,
Yeah, I get it.
But I
get
made
it.
money as a jobber, so I wasn't even in these bands.
Okay.
And I would do legs of tours. So they'd be like, we have 6 dates through the Midwest: Sioux Falls, Minneapolis, St. Cloud, Duluth. And then fucking 2 weird
Moines.
towns
Yeah, yeah.
in Wisconsin, right? It was just a leg. And yeah, dude, you fucking get paid. Like, it's good money. You get treated like shit. I've never been treated worse in my life.
Right.
But you get paid.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, dude, fucking I worked, Letterkenny was in town last week or the week before. I think it was just last week, but it could have been the week before. I don't know, dude. I'm terrible at telling time anymore.
What's that?
A friend of a friend, hit me up and they needed help selling merch. I got paid $25 an hour plus tips. Dude, I made $600 in 6 hours. I made $100 an hour selling merch for Letterkenny.
Sweet.
Like, dude, there's a lot of money going around in the entertainment business, and for some reason in the music business, we just don't feel like we deserve to get paid, so we don't ask to get paid, so we don't get paid. It's disturbing.
Pay for play.
It's fucking, and there was only 2,500 people at that show, by the way. It's not like it was a 10,000 person Target Center show.
Yeah.
It was at a theater.
Yep.
They draw less than us. This is the other thing that blows my mind is these fucking comedians are making like doctor level money, and they're putting 500 people in a club. They're putting 1,500 people into a theater. They're putting 2,500 people into a theater. Like, those are dope rock shows, but you're not big in the rock industry. If you draw 1,500 people regularly, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Locally.
Yeah.
But nationally, no one knows who you are. But if you draw 1,500 people to a comedy club, you're one of the biggest comedians in the world.
Good for you.
You see what I'm saying? Though,
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
numbers are different, and they're making good money while they're doing smaller numbers.
Right.
We got to reevaluate the music industry, and that's one of the things I've been talking about on this podcast for fucking 2 goddamn years. Is like, no, there is a lot of money going around, and for some reason, we're not getting a chunk of it as musicians. It's not cool.
Agreed.
Let's play your next song.
Fair enough.
All right,
Second to last track.
second to last. All right.
Yep. This one's called Sriracha.
Sriracha.
Yeah, and reason being was because we showed up to the practice space one day, and Ian was wearing a Sriracha t-shirt, and Dan was wearing a Sriracha face mask. Completely, neither one of them planned it, but they walked in and they looked at each other like, we should probably jail on the rails. You know?
Did we just become best friends?
Yeah, and so we wrote this song. This one was weird because it was just like, I have this idea, and it was like within the course of playing through it 2 times, it was like, yeah, that's a song. That's a good one. I like that. And so this one just stuck, and so we kept it as Sriracha.
That's hilarious. All right, here we go. Sriracha.
Sriracha.
Oh God, I love Sriracha.
This is a that fucked it up. What?
I love the chatter.
I know.
love doing shit like that in the studio, and Kevin hates me for it still to this day. So almost every song we ever recorded in the Tyrants, either right before or right after the song starts, I yell something into the drum mics because I know you can't get rid of it. So I know it's permanent.
Well, so I guess I didn't really bring up this fact, but the basis behind this record was we all set up in the same room. And it wasn't the whole thing, but for a predominant part of this record, we recorded everything at one time, except for the vocals.
Wow.
And so
literally you recorded it like a live recording.
Yeah, and you know, we still did a lot of the comp takes and stuff like that, to where we would play through it a fucking million times. And then, well, I fucked up on this part, and so we would pick and choose certain things, but it was like, we did it in a manner that it was like, okay, well, if the drums fucked up here, let's pick the take where everybody was on board with it. And, you know, so it was like, so it's weird because we wanted to kind of approach it from that old standpoint of like, everybody sat in the same room and recorded at the same time, and you better be damn good at what you do, and you better be tight with it, you know. And so that was kind of the mentality of it, was like, all of these demos that we were kicking out in the practice space sounded fucking great, and they were just punk rock, and they were mean, and it was like, let's not track this. Let's all stand in the same room and feel the energy of each other, and you know, like, really just make this kind of that feel. And you know, now that you know that, when you listen to it, you'll hear a lot of that, to where it's like, it's not perfect, and we wanted that. We didn't want it to be perfect. We didn't want to come into and be like, hey, why don't you just fucking punch that drum part in because it wasn't right on the click? You know, like, we wanted it to kind of be in and out of the pocket, because musicians shouldn't be perfect. You know, the record shouldn't be fucking so flawless that you can, you know, you're cutting it on the mirror and fucking snorting it down.
Dude, that's what I hate about programmed drums, is it's just too perfect.
It's perfect.
Like,
it's absolutely
too
awful.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's like, trying to have those conversations with guys who are doing program drums, they don't understand it. Like, I'm speaking a different language.
Yeah.
So I stopped trying to convince people about it, and I stopped making the argument. But when it comes to my shit, it's just not something I'm willing to do.
Yeah, well,
you know,
it's
like,
funny.
Dalton took it personally when I fucking said I hated program drums. He's like, jokingly, he's like, I feel personally attacked. It's like, you know, that's funny, and I understand your sentiment here, but no, it has nothing to do with you. It's the fact that it's perfect now. Well, and it shouldn't be perfect. Like, the way we're supposed to do music is the drummer records to a click, whether it's a computer click or an old school metronome. I don't give a fuck. He records to a click, and then all of that is turned off, and the rest of the band records to that
the
drummer.
drums.
And that's how you get your band to sound incredibly dope.
Yep.
Like, you're really there. And it's just something that has been lost over the last 15, 20 years with digital recording, where, yeah, I might even be playing real drums, but then when the guitar player goes in, he's also recording to a click. And it's like, dude, just turn the click off. Just record to the drums as if you're playing on a stage. Well, it will be better, because he recorded to a click. You don't need to.
Well, and that was kind of the feel about all of this, was that it was like, there was... you know, Jay is such a dynamic drummer, and you and I were talking about it kind of when we weren't on mic. He's
one of my favorite drummers, period.
Well, like, he's so great because he falls out of a pocket and then falls back in, and it's like everything kind of has this weird ebb and flow to it. And it's so great to play along with him, because it's like, that's also how I write, you know? And so dynamically playing together, and then we're all recording to a click, but ultimately it's Jay that has to focus on that. And I have to focus on following Jay, because if I'm just focused on following the click, we're going to be off together, you know? But the crazy thing about when I start to demo a lot of these songs out, I will program the drums so that everybody has an idea of what I have in my head, you know? But when the problem, it's funny, because then when I no, I'm good for now. The funny thing about that is that when I'll program the drums, and I have a pretty good idea of how Jay plays the drums, playing together for 20 years, and so I'll kind of program it to what I think is the feel of Jay, and then he'll listen to it and he'll be like, yeah, no, that's you know, that's pretty damn close to that's me, that's almost to a T. And then he'll play it, and it's way different. It's the same feel, it's the same idea, and the drum hits might be in the same manner, but a live drummer is a different feel than a fucking program robot, where it's exactly in the same, right on the grid of what you're recording to, you know? So it's like, it is different. And it was weird, because it was like, I would fall in love with these songs that I would write and then program the drums to, and I'd be like, no dude, I listen to the drums that I programmed, and then he would play them and I'd be like, no, yeah, but I programmed them this way, and then eventually when I would keep listening, you know what, your human feel is way better, I like this way better, but it would, it sucks. I hate programmed drums, but you do it because you gotta sometimes.
It just hit me, and actually I think I thought of this the other day, but I immediately forgot it because I feel like I'm just figuring this out now. I'm technically arguing with you, right? Because you're the guy programming the drums, right? And I was trying to demos, and I was trying to have this conversation with Dalton because he's like, it's the same thing. I'm like, that's not what I'm playing, and he's like, it's the same thing. I'm like, no, it's not. And it was insulting because it's like you're saying what I'm playing is so insignificant and easily replaceable.
Yeah.
That why does any drummer practice or get good then?
Right.
Nowadays, right?
Yep.
Here's the perfect analogy. Well, why don't I just program your guitars?
Yeah, and you can now.
It's the same thing.
And you can now.
It's the same thing. It's it's the same notes, dude. Yeah. Like I don't even need a lead guitar player anymore. I can just synthesize and no, it's not the same.
Right.
Even if I'm programming every note, it's too perfect. It's all this, it's all that. You're a lead guitar player for a fucking reason. Right. We need lead guitar players. So I'm not going to try to reprogram or program your lead guitars. No, like you do it.
Yeah. Well,
that's what drummers are here to do.
And for me as a guitarist,
not try to replace them.
For me as a guitarist, when I have a MIDI map, I will overdo it because I'm like, I listen to Dillinger Escape Plan, so I'm like, you know what we need? A lot more snare drums.
Do you noodle?
No. Well, I do to a point. But those
not
songs,
solo, but noodle.
Yeah, I love noodling, but those songs really never go anywhere.
The Protest, the Dillinger Escape.
Those songs never really go anywhere with Johnnyrook because it just vocally it's so hard to find something over the top of that. But I love it, and I've got parts on this record that I'm doing a lot of finger tapping, and we find a way to kind of make that an ambiance instead of a centered part, But it's funny because there's been a couple of songs that I've programmed and I bring it to Jay and I'm like, dude, check out this bridge. It's so fucking cool. And he'll listen to it and he's really good about listening to it and being, and then he'll get done listening to it and he'll look at me and he'll go, that's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard, man. Like, what do you I can't play that because I put all of this tom work in there where it's like he's got 4 fucking arms or some shit, and it's so funny because it's like the thing that we were talking about. You play together for 20 years. You just have a certain way that you talk to each other. Yeah,
the listeners or the viewers didn't get to see this because the song was playing, but I was talking to you about it. For me as a musician, it is overwhelmingly obvious that this isn't just you guys being good musicians. There's an incredible amount of chemistry. You guys understand how to speak the language of the other guy as a songwriter, and it comes through in every part of your guys' music. It's something that, you can't just get a fill in. Like you could get a fill in, but he's gonna really have to rehearse.
Yeah,
like a lot of the things I got jobber gigs for.
Yeah,
shit was easy. I would learn entire sets in 2 days, 3 days.
Yep.
Your shit would take me a month or two, like to fill in for one show because there's so many subtle nuances and changes in this. Especially from a drummer's perspective, it's very, very impressive. And I've done all the jobs. Like I've been a lead singer, I am a guitar player, I am a songwriter, I've been a live drummer, I've done all the jobs.
Yep.
But specifically is what's really impressive to me is that cohesive chemistry that is, like I said, it's not organic. It's not something that just happens. It's clear and it's obvious that this is 20 years of like integrity that's been built between you guys and how you communicate as songwriters.
I think that's what I would call
thing to listen to.
Well, thank you. And I think I would say that that's kind of what always makes us gravitate back towards each other. Actually, I heard if you listen or watch the Foo Fighters documentary Back and Forth, Nate Mandel makes a comment about how it was a high school romance. Sunny Day Real Estate was a high school romance, and you're just a bunch of dudes in a band that get together after school and you write songs together. And that really resonated with me because I was like, Johnnyrook is
James
kind of
is texting you again.
Nah, that's Ian this time. And he says, "Add a glory hole, maybe." Would you? But it really resonates with me because like these dudes and this music and the idea of Johnnyrook as a whole is a high school romance to me. It's they're my high school sweethearts, and these songs that we write together are a high school romance, you know. And it's like we break it off, and then it's like, God, you know what I miss? That first love. I miss my first love, and then.
Mute it. Sorry, guys. I did accidentally mute that. My bad.
Well,
it's all good.
They just saw us doing a lot of this. I'm gonna end this last
so
track
quickly,
with the
Carl.
story. Okay, so this song has been released for a while too. We've actually got a music video to it. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but Spencer Olsen, the lead singer from Version 5, and his brother Andy, the guitarist from Version 5, they did all of the videography for this. And I came to these guys and I was like, hey, I've got this idea, and it's gonna be kind of a pain in the ass, but let's see if you can do it, because he's great with like Adobe After Effects and shit like that.
Yeah.
And so we did a video to this song, and it turned out amazing. If you haven't seen it, please go on YouTube and do a search for it, because not even if you don't like the song, go watch the video, because they fucking nailed it.
So the song we're about to play has a video?
Yep.
Oh, dude, hold on. Let me just pull that up.
Okay. Well, as you're pulling it up, the cinematography for what they
What
did
do I search?
fucking kills
How do
it.
I find it on YouTube?
So the name of the song is called Disneyland Pencil Erasers.
Dude, yeah, you've played this for me before.
Yep.
I think you played this. I don't know if we played it on the podcast.
I think it was right before it came out, and we were recording the song.
I think so, yeah.
And so people see the name of this song, and they go, great song name. What the fuck does it mean? Well, Disneyland Pencil Erasers, we kind of shortened it a couple of times. Anytime you hear us talk about it, we say Disneyland. And we've actually been on a couple of radio shows when the song first came out, and they wanted to play it, and they asked us where the name came from. And I can't tell them on a regular radio show, because there's just no way that it's just not PC.
Sure.
So I'm going to clear the air about what the song title, what the name of the song is actually about, because, I mean, I think everybody listening deserves to know. Okay. Disneyland Pencil Erasers has to do with the size of a girl's...
There's going to be music that plays. Take your headphones off so you can keep talking.
Okay.
They won't hear this, but it's going to be distracting.
Okay.
So yeah, I just want you to keep telling me.
Okay. It's just... it was a weird cutoff point, but is the size of a girl's nipples. Not so much her areolas, but the nipples themselves, right? So it's... And this is a perfect visualization, if you can think about it, is when the nipples, they just kind of, you know, I mean, they're like, they stand proud from the areola. I mean, it's like, it is a Disneyland pencil eraser. So I think we were in Kansas City. If I'm probably going to tell this story wrong as well, and I'll probably hear it from James on it. But we were in Kansas City, and we were talking about something, or a girl that one of us spent the night with or something like that, and said, yeah, her nipples are huge. And I think it was me that made the comment about, so they were Disneyland pencil erasers? And
He's still rocking the PV?
Yeah.
The 5150?
Well, now I got a 5152 I found at a pawn shop for $600.
Yes. Me too. I'm the same, man.
Oh, dude, I love it. But so Disneyland pencil erasers came from the fact that he spent the night with a girl and she had huge nipples. And I said, oh, so like Disneyland pencil erasers. And he looked at me and he said, holy shit. I know exactly what you're talking about. And that is the perfect representation for, yes, they were Disneyland pencil erasers. So we talk about, whether or not each of us are into large nipples and protruding Disneyland pencil erasers. So this song was actually written right after or during the fact that we were recording From Remorse We Learn. And it never went anywhere. And then we broke up, and it just fucking sat in the atmosphere forever. And we called it Disneyland at that point. And then when we got back together, James was like, we should probably record that song. It's been sitting there for 10 years, and it would be a really good addition to what we're doing. And so he's like, but the name has to be Disneyland pencil erasers. and we were all like, okay, well, it's obscure enough that nobody's really gonna know why the fuck we named it Disneyland pencil erasers. And we have the strangest song names. Hot Tubs Don't Just Walk Away. We just have, but it's inside jokes to us, so it's kind of fun to come on something like this and kind of talk about Hojo or talk about Disneyland pencil erasers and really give the background story to it, because then it gives a little bit, it makes it more personal.
I love it. I love it because honestly, man, the working title idea, right?
Yeah.
Like we've talked about this earlier, so I don't want to rehash it, but it culminated for me in the Tyrants, because there was a bunch of hilarious inside jokes running around my office, because at the time I was a bill collector. And so when I decided, so there was like literally inside jokes like the good touch, bad touch.
Yeah.
So that was a joke inside the office. Just the tip.
Oh yeah.
Was a joke inside the office. Show me your O face is from the movie The Office.
Yep.
Like these are literally names of songs from that band.
Yep.
I came up with names of songs before I had a band. Like I literally was sitting in this office and I was like, that's a great song name. And so I started writing them down on a Post-it notepad, and I had them on my computer, and it was a set list. I had an entire set list of songs where they were literally just the names. I didn't even have a band name at this point. It was years later that I started the band The Tyrants. And I literally said to John, I go, here's what I want to do. I want to name the songs before they're even written. Or as we're writing them.
Yeah.
And then I want you to write the lyrics based around this idea.
Oh,
so
wow.
it was Show Me Your O Face, Good Touch, Bad Touch, Frisk. And they were all inside jokes from my office, dude. And that record is still out there. Like, it doesn't sound the greatest, but our performances are pretty dope. I've played it on the podcast before. In fact, we'll play your video, and then on the way out, we'll play the Good Touch, Bad Touch video, because it's a great example.
Well, I will say that's one of my favorite things about James. Is the kid is the funniest dude I've ever met in my life. And especially when he gets a few drinks in him, oh my God, dude. It's like, I never laugh so hard as I do when I'm around that dude. But when everything is an inside joke. So when we have all of these song titles where it's just like, yeah, it's cool, name it that, man. It's like, it just brings up so many memories of us just fucking around. See what I did there? In the practice space, and that's why I love the background stories to it. And I don't, ultimately it's more about the feeling and the fun of the song and what it makes people feel, because I don't really give a shit what the song title is, it's
right.
It's just the song is the song, and I can appreciate that. But yeah, it's we always have the most interesting song names, because he's always got one of the most funny stories in the world, and it just culminates into something completely ridiculous. And Disneyland pencil erasers. But yeah, if this video shows on the feed when we're watching it, like I said, I don't know if you've seen this video or not.
I have.
Yeah, dude. I fucking love it.
In fact, when I looked up the link,
yeah,
I've already played it.
Have
like
you?
it showed me.
I love
it showed
dude.
me like the play bar was already at the end.
And actually, it's funny because you won't see it in this video, but my wife brought at that point we only had 3 kids, and she brought all 3 of my daughters.
Only 3 kids.
Yeah, I know. She brought all 3 of my daughters to the video shoot, and they've all got hair down to their asses. And I think she's got a video of it somewhere, but as we're jumping around and doing what we're doing for the video, my 3 daughters are off on the side of it headbanging and going nuts and loving every second of it. So it's this is Disneyland pencil erasers.
Perfect.
cutthroat textbook, just throw it back to me. My body's fine, still loose in my mind. So hold it in, hold you down. What if you find out? 'Cause it's real, don't you believe me now? We're playing a game, once you started again. Let's contemplate what the consequences should have been. Hard times, we're all smiles. But the world is so much clearer when everything you touch, it turns to gold. Now, what if you find out? This is so textbook cutthroat, just give it back to me. I've been reading the room, I've been taking my time. I can give you the world without spending a dime. You're wait it out. What if you find out? 'Cause it's real, don't you believe me? I'll give you till 1, 2, 3, and I'm gone. But the world is so much clearer now. And that everything you touch, it turns to gold. What if you find out? But the world is so much clearer now. What if you find out? Well, is this a ghost? Am I going crazy? Hey, straight to the coast. Will somebody take me? This is a ghost. I'm going crazy, but everything you touch turns to gold. This is a ghost. I'm going crazy, but everything you touch turns to gold. This is a ghost. I'm going crazy, but everything you touch turns to gold. This is a ghost, and I'm going crazy, but everything you touch turns to gold. This is a ghost, I'm going crazy, but everything you touch turns to gold.
It's so fucking funny. Oh my god, the conversation we were having
I know.
off cam.
Anyway,
my
so that's all credit to
Oh, fuck, dude.
Olsen Studios on that. That dude is those dudes, I should say, are murderous at
Yeah.
what they do.
You guys, whoever shot that music video, you guys got to come on the podcast. I wanna get to know you. I want to talk.
Yeah.
I wanna pick your brain.
Do a look for us, Olsen Studios. It's Spencer and Andy, and they're version 5. You can find them from the band Version 5. They play in that
Super,
band,
yeah.
and they do all so many videos in the scene, and they're so fucking good at what they do.
It's so good, dude.
Yeah, they're great.
It's amazing, man.
But anyway, that's track 1 to 10. That's the new Johnnyrook record.
I'm honored that we did this tonight, dude. This was really cool, man.
Thanks for letting me do
This was really,
it.
really cool. This was as a sincere privilege, and I'm being as heartfelt as I can. Like, I'm trying to be genuine and authentic right now. Like, I'm telling you, like, this is a cool thing. It's a really cool, for me specifically, doing this podcast for almost 2 years now, having you be the first guest.
That's right.
Literally number one.
Yeah.
And then coming full circle to, here we are almost 2 years later,
Yeah.
previewing your entire album before it's released to the public.
Yep.
Huge honor for me, especially when you're telling these stories that these songs were actually written right before we started the podcast.
Yeah.
All of this started over 2 years ago,
Well,
and
I gotta
it's just
say,
now coming to fruition.
They didn't hear it,
it's a
but
huge honor.
we were
Thank
having
you,
a
man.
conversation while that video was playing, and I showed you the song. The video wasn't even done yet, and I showed Jared the song before it was even released, and he was telling me, and he's talking about being fully honest, and he was telling me during that video, dude, I wasn't into it. When you showed me, I gotta be honest, but like that full electric version of Johnnyrook, I was like, I don't know, man, I'm not into it. And and then he made mention about playing in context to the actual record, and like it makes more sense now, and I can appreciate that, because it's like coming from playing acoustic. And actually, James gave me so much shit about it for the longest of time. Like, I want you to play acoustic. Why aren't you playing acoustic? And I was like, well, I don't know. I've worked so hard to learn how to play electric and translate it right. Like, I don't know. And when we got back together, I played acoustic a couple of times, and I was like, sorry, dude. I'm sorry. And so it's nice to hear that, because it's like in context of what, from front to back, I hope it translates to people, longtime fans of Johnnyrook, and even new fans. It's gonna be different, because that's all they're gonna know.
When you officially release the record, just do me one favor.
Yeah.
Don't release it as an emo record. Just call yourselves a rock band from now on.
I don't know if we've ever released it under emo, have we?
Yeah, you and I, that was one of our big conversations.
I know. Well, I have a very different
definition.
definition of emo, though.
Yeah, because you and I had a whole conversation about shoegazing and like genres and how
my
stupid
buddy
this
sent me
is,
the
but-
new My Chemical Romance track the other day, and he said, "This
You're a
makes
rock
my
band,
dude," and it pisses me off when people call him emo. And he sent me it, and he's like, "Hey, this makes my soul happy," and I said, it makes my soul happy that your soul is happy, because I can't fucking get behind it. But that's a whole other fucking podcast. We can.
Did
get
you
into
see
yet again.
Did you see that festival that happened a while back?
Yeah, where all of the
emo
aging,
fest.
what the aging, what millennials call as emo.
Yeah.
Couldn't fucking do it.
I was like, man, I was never into any of these bands. Like, this is the festival that is the easiest one for me to go.
To skip.
Yeah, I'm not spending that money.
I don't know, dude. Like,
Like,
there
there
were
was
so
no
many
question.
There
I
were
had
so many
zero
bands that
interest.
I did listen to.
Remember
like
all of them though. Like, let's just try to riff off a couple of them. AFI.
didn't listen to
You
them.
mentioned My Chemical Romance.
Yep.
I didn't listen to him either. I just remember these names.
Yep.
Atreyu.
Didn't listen to them.
No.
Were they part of that festival?
I'm almost 100%
Okay,
sure.
because
they were
I
on
know
that
like
bill.
like Taking Back Sunday and A Day to Remember, and
although Atreyu did have that one song, One False Moon.
hey, you're gonna lose me because I didn't even fucking give him
It's
a
actually
chance.
a great song. It's a very well written song.
Okay, well, I'll give you that.
Is what I don't here's what I'm getting at is with these emo bands, I don't have confidence they wrote those songs. Like,
That's fair.
I feel
get it.
like emo is the in-sync pop version of rock and roll. Like these bands were put together by corporations and record labels. And
that
songs were
definition of
written by-
emo genre. I get it. I don't
Maybe not
classify
even-
that as emo.
Maybe not even saying the genre and how I'm defining their music. I'm saying that generation of bands.
Yeah. Okay, that's a better way of putting it.
That whole deal just
Yeah.
seemed like a corporatized gimmick. Like, emo seemed like it was a commercialized version of rock and roll. Like, here's a way we can get 13-year-old girls to spend insane amounts of money on rock and roll.
Yeah, let's put a little bit of guy liner on and say that, oh man, I'm so sad.
Right, because we're coming out of the boy band era at that point, right?
Yeah.
You've got new metal and you've got the boy bands.
Yeah.
And there was clearly one making more money than the other, and I felt like emo and all these bands we just mentioned, 3 or 4, they were all corporatized, commercialized cash grabs. And I don't even have confidence that any of the bands we mentioned actually wrote those songs. I have a feeling that they were written by producers and songwriters like Christina Aguilera, or actually she's dope, but Britney Spears, which actually she wrote a lot of those songs too. These are bad examples, but I think you guys understand what I'm getting at here. Like,
Well, what I'll say is that I
O-Town,
came from
NSYNC.
97, 98, 99 when I was listening to shit like Sunny Day Real Estate and American Football and Billy and Elliot and all of these bands that like that's what I classified as emo. And that was it was this underground movement that people they dubbed as emo. And then it's just kind of started to die off, that whole music phase and that era, because it just wasn't popular. And that's fine, but that was my jam. You know, it was like these guitar riffs and these where it just kind of like the songs you didn't have to worry about it being a certain length, but it just kind of made you feel something, you know?
Shout out to Luca. Luca's a subscriber who started hanging out on the sports podcasts we do.
Okay.
I just straight up call them sportscasts now. He's clearly been here all night because he's just chimed in and said, I'm here for the crab meat. We have the best fans. I'm just saying, man, like we don't have a big podcast, but our fans are awesome. The viewers and listeners that come and hang out with us, you guys really are the best.
I really want to know if this felt like the most awkward podcast that you've ever had because of these stories.
This is probably my favorite podcast. And I've said that a handful of times over 2 years. We're 100 and some odd episodes in.
34 now. This is 34.
And that's of the regular one, right? And then we've got a handful
the
of
sports one.
Sports one.
Yep.
Officially, we're only on like episode 3 or 4, but I've done like a dozen of them before that at least. And like we've experimented with a bunch of shit. And we've done a lot of episodes, man, and I've said this a handful of times, but when I say it, I always try to be a genuine person. If I'm talking shit, if I'm criticizing, if I'm giving compliments, my biggest goal is to be honest, genuine, and at least you guys can trust me.
Yeah.
Like, you may not like me, you may not agree with me, but you know that I'm not making shit up. I'm not chasing views or clicks.
Mm-hmm.
Not doing that.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, this is probably my favorite podcast we've done. Because like I said earlier, it's the full circle culmination of like you being the first guest, and now you're also the first guy to come on and like, I want to preview this the whole album on the podcast. It's a huge honor for me to be a part of this journey.
So that they all know, the funny thing is that
you guys.
this happened.
Thank you, man.
This happened today. This happened today. I hit up the Johnnyrook guys and I was like, hey, is everybody cool if I can play if I play a couple of new tracks on the podcast? And they were like, yeah, go ahead. I was like, okay, what songs do you guys want me to play? And they're like, I don't know, they're all good.
What a bunch of indecisive fuck boys.
Well, I was like, hey, yeah, and I was like, all right, super helpful. I was like, you know what? I just kind of feel like I'm going to play all of them. I may as well play all of them. And I think Ian and Dan were both like, those are good tracks to play. So I was like, okay, I'm going to fucking play all of them then. Like, I didn't get a definitive answer whether or not. So I text messaged Jared and I was like, dude, is it cool with you if I just bring the new album on tonight and we just fucking preview the whole thing? And I got fuck, period. Yeah, period.
Fuck, yeah.
And that's how I read it too. Fuck, yeah.
Dude, when you said that to me, I just woken up. I was so hungover, dude. I was so fucking hungover today dude, because I got blackout drunk last night on purpose. I set out
Minnesota
to get
sports
fucking
teams.
Shit-faced. We did the sports cast, and I said, whether the Wild win or lose tonight, I'm getting fucking tanked.
I'm gonna get fucked.
I was up till 4 a.m. on the phone with my mom. And it wasn't weird.
Is she cute?
It wasn't weird. Like, I wasn't like sobbing with my mom. It
Would
wasn't.
you?
Get the fuck out of here, you fuck, you fucking weirdo. No, but like literally, I was just on the phone with my mom till 4 a.m. I called her at midnight for something because I knew she was going to be up, and like we just had a great conversation. We were up till like 4 a.m. The only reason I say I'm blackout drunk is because I don't remember anything we talked about. I just remember getting off the phone and going to bed. And I just remember like, wow, I haven't talked to my mom that long without getting in an argument in years. Like, I don't remember the last time I talked to my mom for 4 hours and we didn't argue at all. It was great.
I like it.
Like, that's all I remember from it. It was awesome.
That's fantastic.
But yeah, I woke up, I get this text message from you, and I can like barely read it because I'm definitely still drunk.
Yeah.
And I just, like, we're doing the whole album. I was like, fuck Yeah.
It was
that's
great.
all I had, dude. 2 words, man. I'm down, dude.
I got a kick out of it, but no, I appreciate it, man, because it's like I told you, it's nice to be in a position with this band and this music and these dudes where there's zero pressure for it, and the fact that it's like it's taken a fucking global pandemic, it's taken multiple riots in our city, holding us back from being able to do this, to be able to finally be done with this and feel really excited about it and feel really proud, you know, because it's like these songs have been, I mean, it's the first album that we've had that we have scrapped so many songs.
Sure.
Because we, like I was telling you, like the way that I write music, it took forever for me to write a song, and now it's just been like I get to a point where it's just like I'll have an idea and I'll quick write it down or record it and program something to it, and then I might come back to it later, I might not. But we've gotten to a point that it was like when James would say, "I'm not feeling it," it wasn't a personal thing anymore. It was like, well, if James isn't feeling it, then this isn't going to be one of our stronger songs, so I don't really give a shit. You know, so it's nice to finally get this. We've had a lot of people that are like, when the fuck are you going to release this? We've heard you talking about it for years now, when we're like, soon.
Dude, I fucking got to invite you to something. So on last night's podcast, I just remember, thank you, Luca, for the reminder, because I actually forgot we even talked about this. That's how drunk I got. I have to invite you to this, dude. Do you own a scooter or have access to a scooter or have money to rent a scooter?
Which kind of scooter are you talking about?
Vespa, like a scooter.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to talk about this because it's embarrassing.
So you own one, don't you?
I don't. It's embarrassing because I don't know how to ride one.
You don't know how to ride a scooter? You know how to ride a bicycle?
Yeah, but
then
hang
you know
on
how
a
to ride
second.
a scooter.
No. No. Johnnyrook was in Brookings, South Dakota for a show years back, and a buddy of mine had a fucking scooter, and everybody was, they're all riding around and being, this is so much fun, and they're like, Zach, do it, and I'm like, no, I don't know. And they're like, no, do it. And I was like, no, I can't fucking ride a scooter. All motor mechanics go out the fucking window. And they're like, oh, fuck you. There's no way. And they said the same thing. Do you know how to ride a bike? And I was like, yeah, I know how to ride a bike. They're like, get on the scooter. You'll be fine. So I get on the fucking scooter just to prove them wrong, right? I don't know what it was. And it was one of these scooters that it's like, you have your feet on the ground, and then it's got the flat part underneath it, and you quick put your feet up. And I start taking off on this motherfucker, and I lose all motor mechanics, and I'm going all over the place, and I just, instead of hitting the brakes or hitting anything that would stop me or slow me down, I fucking gun the throttle, and the fucking front tire gets stuck in between the sidewalk and the grass, and it lodges in there, and it rifles me off of the front of it and fucking topples over this, and I'm not even going that fast. And what happens? All of the motherfuckers are pointing and laughing, and they're buckling over, and I'm embarrassed as fuck, and I'm yelling at everybody like, I told you I can't fucking do this. I can't ride a scooter.
Okay, so you're not invited. I can't invite you.
You can't, because at the same time, the kid whose scooter it was is yelling at me in complete anger that I just fucking trashed his little piece of shit $200 scooter because I can't ride them.
Oh my god,
I'm not even lying to you.
Okay,
I will ride a bicycle.
You're not invited.
Can I watch?
No, you can't go. You can't come, dude. You can't come. You're not allowed to be a part of this.
Fuck.
But we are going to organize this. We're going to create a little event. I think we decided it's 4th of July weekend, which 4th of July is on a Monday this year, so it's going to be like Saturday, July 2nd. And is what we're going to do is it's me, Jim Lillidahl, right now, because we're going after this like the zombie pub crawl, which started off with like 4 or 5 dudes randomly. You remember this in Northeast Minneapolis.
Yep.
A lot of people, I found out a lot of people don't know the zombie pub crawl started here in Northeast Minneapolis with 5 guys, 4, maybe 6, whatever, handful of dudes just being assholes.
Yeah.
The next year there was like a dozen, and then the third year there was like,
and then it ended up downtown, and it was fucking crazy.
And then like the 4th year, there's like 10,000
Which is funny because now if you go northeast during the zombie pub crawl, you get really weird looks. Started in northeast, but you get really weird looks if you go northeast now.
Yeah, it's exactly, right? It's just the whole thing's hilarious. Well, so we're going to do a thing where we're doing jorts and scooters. So we're wearing jeans. It's me and it's Jim Lillidahl.
Dressed as zombies, though?
No. It's me and Jim Lillidahl. this is where it started. And Jim Lillidahl used to do play-by-play for the Minnesota Magicians, which is the Minnesota Juniors pro team. So they're
cute?
kids.
Is he cute?
I think he's adorable.
Sweet. I love it.
But neither
Continue.
here nor there.
Yeah.
So he does hockey play-by-play. He's got a mustache. Like, he's got a great look to him. And he rocks these scooters. He lives on an island on Lake Minnetonka.
Okay.
So in order for him to go home, he has to like ferry to his island. And he loves scooters. He's obsessed with them. So he like owns like 4 or 5 of them. He's gonna bring one down for me. And then everybody else has to bring their own or rent one. But we're going to do a pub crawl through Northeast Minneapolis because it's safe in Northeast and there's a lot of dive bars. And we're just going to be in jorts and scooters and we're going to fucking bar hop, dude.
Jim Lillidahl?
Yeah, Jim Lillidahl is his name.
Jim, you have 4 or 5 scooters. You could probably teach me how to not break one. Call me. All right? You can teach me how to do this and I won't end up in between a curb or a sidewalk and a grass point. And if I do, you've got 3 or 4 more.
There we go. Dude.
We're cool?
Oh my God, dude.
We're cool?
This is going to be the coolest thing ever. We're going to get dope-ass musicians from Minneapolis and people who are fans of the podcast, and we're going to fucking bar hop and pub crawl through Northeast on fucking scooters.
Jim, you've never seen me in jorts, bro. I can get them so short, my pockets hang out. Like,
Jim. There's one more rule.
Hang on a second, I'm making eye contact with Jim. Let's do this. Call me.
There's one more rule. There's one more rule. Not only are we doing jorts, cut off jean shorts, but we're also doing. You have to do a Minnesota sports team colored crop top.
Ooh.
So it doesn't have to be an official jersey, right? But it's got to be one of the Minnesota sports team's colors.
I will cut out.
You're gonna do the crop top and the jorts.
I'll cut out my nipples, so you can see the Disneyland pencil erasers I got, bro.
It's gonna be great,
Jim.
Oh my God, I'm sending this to him. I'm literally, as soon as we end this, I'm fucking
go ahead and edit it. And, he doesn't have to watch the rest of the bullshit. He doesn't have to know about the HOJOs.
You guys can clip that for me. Clip that. There's the scissor icon at the top of the chat box. Scissor that. Grab that. Make a clip for me. Do it now. Make that clip because I got to send it to Jim Lillidahl.
Hang on a second. I'll get the mustache in there.
That's your cover. There's your cover screenshot.
Yeah, that gave you plenty. You're welcome.
All right, man.
All right.
Let's play. I'm gonna play because we were talking about
some tyrants
working song titles that got turned into real songs. So we're gonna end it on this hilarious song called "Good Touch Bad Touch." We recorded a long time ago. Kevin. You know Kevin.
Yep.
Not only White Claws, not only White Claws, but you knew Kevin before this.
Yep.
He's the bass player for this band.
Okay.
Some of the greatest bass tone of all time. Not the best sounding recording, but it doesn't suck. Not embarrassed. Here's the music video. Good Touch, Bad Touch. We're going to wrap after this. Thank you guys. Like, subscribe, share.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Jim, for hitting me up about that scooter.
Thanks in advance. When you say thanks in advance, it makes people feel obligated to do what you ask them to do.
Hey, thanks for giving me the best scooter that you own. It's really appreciated.
Like, subscribe, share. You know the deal.
I've ever heard.
What is going on? This is not my music.
Hey, just throw it back to me.
Hold on. I just need to know, are they even hearing this?
This might have been Jim.
No, they're not hearing it. This is just playing for us for some reason. Hold on.
Jim Lillidahl might have hacked us.
Jim Lillidahl hacked us, bro. I can't even shut it off. We're listening to a random Johnnyrook song from your record right now.
This is Disneyland.
Yeah. But it's not like...
Is it what's playing on there?
No. They're not hearing this. Look. They can't hear
they can hear
anything.
us, though.
Yeah, they hear us talking right now.
Oh.
Zach and I are losing our minds because we're hearing his record.
I'm glad I'm wearing a condom.
This is hilarious. This is so dumb. Fuck it. Fuck my stupid video. I've played it on other podcasts. It's on my YouTube channel.
I'll find
Look it
it.
up. It's The Tyrants, Good Touch, Bad Touch. It's fucking brilliant.
Find
we
it.
love you guys. We're fucking...
Thank
fuck
you.
it. We're out. We don't need to play my music video. Fuck my music video.